The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. The national government is being urged to secure the witnesses in the Maguindanao massacre. Attorney Nena Santos told the chiefs that this is to prevent a possible reversal of the decision that convicted suspects back in 2019. The murder convictions of Zaldi Ampatuan, Andal Ampatuan, and 26 others are being reviewed by the Court of Appeals. Santos said the Justice Department should step up efforts in witness protection amid reports that they are being approached to recant their testimonies.
Ang dapat sana na gumawa niyan ay witness protection program under the DOJ kasi itong mga witnesses na to covered pa nila eh. So dapat kamustahin nila ang mga witnesses o dapat kung mayroon ng mga ganyang pangyayari, tawagin na nila ang witness at ilipat nila or i-secure nila ng maayos.
Health experts are warning the public against overuse of antibiotics, saying it could lead to a silent pandemic known as antimicrobial resistance. JC Cosico has the report.
Around 10 million people could die every year by 2050 if the worsening problem on antimicrobial resistance or AMR is left unaddressed. That's according to the World Health Organization. The health department is now calling it a silent pandemic capable of threatening the country's healthcare system.
It is a crisis that is likened as a silent pandemic or slow-moving tsunami that threatens a century of progress in health and the achievements of modern medicine and the sustainable development goals, including what we are doing right now, universal health care.
Antimicrobial resistance happens when antibiotics are no longer effective to treat infections due to overuse or misuse of drugs.
Try and engage or encourage engagement with the community so that people understand that getting an antibiotic is not always the answer just because you've got a cold.
The DOH stressed self-medication could have dire effects. The agency reminds the public that a doctor's prescription is always needed when purchasing antibiotics. The DOH also believes the lack of access to medical services is the root cause of AMR.
If only there would be our services for medical services will be always available to our communities, then each of our neighbors won't be prescribing their own medicine for their family.
Counterfeit medicines also contribute to AMR. With this, the Food and Drug Administration is doubling down on its efforts to track fake medicines. Meanwhile, antimicrobial resistance is not just limited to humans. It can also affect animals.
Tayo ay nagkakaroon ng mga webinars, seminars, and dialogues with different stakeholders in the livestock and poultry industry as well as other sectors.
The DOH continues to expand its interagency committee to include the Education Department, Higher Education Commission, and TESDA to help with information dissemination on AMR. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News Now. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Toy vendors in Divisoria are also hiking prices as Christmas draws near. However, they admit that business is still slow. Justine Punsalang with the details.
Only a month left before Christmas, but toy vendors in Divisoria say that business is still slow. Despite this, prices of toys have also gone up along with basic commodities.
Oo, nagmahal talaga. Sabi mo, nagmahal. Kahit naman kayo magpunta, ganun din ang mangyayari. Nagmahal talaga.
Toy guns, which are among the best sellers here, now cost 250 pesos, up from 150 pesos last year. Basketball and volleyball are now at around 350 to 450 pesos. Dolls range from 50 pesos to 550 pesos depending on the quality. Toy trucks are now priced at 200 up to 480 pesos from 150 to 250 pesos last year. There are also some toys that increased prices this week. Stuffed toys rose to 200 to 350 pesos from 150 to 300 pesos. Cooking toy sets are now at 700 pesos from 550 pesos, while action figures increased by 50 pesos. For those looking for cheaper options, there are sensory toys for toddlers that cost 50 pesos from 35 pesos. Meanwhile, prices of toy cars remain the same at 180 pesos to 300 pesos. There are also coin banks at 35 pesos. Despite price increases, vendors are hoping that more shoppers will come by mid-December as employees start to receive their bonuses. They are also expecting more customers once Simbang Gabi begins. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
BTS member Jin is reportedly set to begin his mandatory military service next month. A South Korean newspaper reported that he will be deployed to a military unit on December 13. Last week, Jin hinted on a social media post that he is headed to a quote frontline position. BTS agency HYBE and the South Korean Ministry of Defense have yet to comment on his enlistment. COVID-19 restrictions are back in China despite the government announcing its easing over a week ago. The details in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
Over a week ago, China made a major announcement to ease its harsh COVID restrictions. But now, it's back. When they announced regulations that cut quarantine times for inbound travelers and asked cities to reduce mass testing, many saw the policy change as a sign the country was opening back up.
做到既要防住疫情，又尽可能减少对经济社会发展和民生服务保障的影响。既不能层层加码，也不能随意的减码。
Despite the new measures, policymakers also stress that China will not lift all controls and live with the virus. The mixed messages are causing confusion on the ground for local officials. As the country is going through its worst COVID outbreak in months, cities are going back to lockdowns and mass testing, and it's fueling backlash and even social unrest. As infections multiply with 3 COVID deaths reported, it's becoming increasingly unclear how China plans to achieve its goal of switching to targeted COVID control measures. One thing for sure, though, China's reopening process will likely remain slow and cautious.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.